What up? Y'all heard that theme music. Y'all see these beautiful faces. You know what time it is. It's the Let's Get Cancer podcast. I'm your boy, Big Tech Dog, your favorite friend of level out.
With an H, I'm the voice of the people. I speak for y'all. Hey, yo, cousin.
What up, cousin?
You ready?
We gonna find out. I'm ready. Let's get cancer. All right, so listen, tonight's episode, man, we are together in 3 days. In 3 days, we back together in Duval. I'm gonna be there. Hey, man, is the pool ready?
Pool's ready.
Let me tell y'all about this Negro
as
here.
of Wednesday, the pool's ready.
Right. We gonna see. I'll believe it when I get there. Yo, let me tell y'all. Y'all know I've been trying to get in this pool for the last season and a half. We almost 2 seasons. I ain't been in this pool yet. And I told him, and last time he was supposed to have it ready for me, and it wasn't ready. But then he calls me later on and tells me it's ready. And I'm like, all right, cool. The pool's ready to go, whatever. Him and Mrs. with an H that sent me videos and clips of them lounging in the pool. It's 114 degrees here in Central Florida. They lounging in the pool. But it's all good. We're going to see. We're going to see. Because Saturday, I'm in there like swimwear. Literally.
And we going to have some friends along with us because
yes, sir.
I thought to myself that the Battle of the Sexes did what the Battle of the Sexes did for us. And I don't want to cause any more strife. So I thought about brother to brother,
brother to brother, right?
What conversation do guys have, and what's a good thing that guys can discuss? So I've got some single homies, I got some married homies, and this all started because one of my guys in one of my group chats with some of my old heads put a situation that happened with his wife into the chat,
and that's mistake number one.
No, it was a good thing. Like, now we gonna get them jokes off, but everybody's gonna give an honest opinion on, like the way that we resolve things in our households. So I was like, you know what, single guys, there are things that you may want to find out before you consider this marriage thing. Because there were some married guys that I talked to before I got married. There were some married guys that I was around before I got married. And there were some divorced guys that were around before I got married. So things were said, but questions didn't have to be asked because opinions were given. So this is going to be an opportunity for single men to ask questions of married men and get some honest feedback on what it's like, things that you may want to consider, some things that you may want to know, that sort of thing. So this weekend, we are gonna have a couple singles, a couple married, and we're gonna exchange some ideas. Now for the married guys, because we don't want to just sit there and talk. And this is something that I had to discuss with one of the guys who said he may show up. And it's a lot of time married dudes flex and be like, man, if I was back out there, I could or I would. So this is our opportunity to keep these niggas on the porch, for one. But to see it from the point of view of the people that are actually still out there. So we're going to have these married guys asking these questions of the single guys of what is it like out there in the streets these days? Because the majority of the ones that I know have been locked up for the last 15 to 20 years. So what is it like outside now?
You said like locked up, like
because
then they gonna punish me. Then they gonna punish me.
Like they've been institutionalized. You know what I'm saying? This is Shawshank all over again. And I need more Reds and less Brooks, because Brooks was here and then Brooks was out of here. I need more folks that's gonna come outside and be able to survive if you got to go out there. But hopefully, what I'm thinking will happen, and what my hope for this is, that you'll hear enough horror stories about what's happening out there that these married guys will go home and embrace what they have there even that much more, and be that much more appreciative of what's actually happening. So that's what this weekend is going to be about. I know it took me a while to get there, but this is what the weekend's going to be. It's going to be a section of men having real grown men discussions about life and marriage and what's out there in the street. And I'm gonna enjoy every moment of it. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy every moment of it because I don't have to answer any of those questions. I get to ask.
Right. Okay. That's where I was trying to get to because I want to make sure we are the interviewers, right? I've been working on my journalistic skills. I'm gonna see how I do and ask these questions or whatever. You got the background with the journalism,
but you do not do your Ted because you start off with your Ted Koppel, then you turn into Jerry Springer, then you turn. Then you look for the foolishness.
Nigga,
you gonna poke your pride until something foolish happens.
Hey, I be thinking it's 60 Minutes and then realize, nigga, this is a Let's Get Canceled podcast. Let's go ahead and get one of y'all niggas canceled. It ain't a good show until. Hey, listen, last time we had the Battle of the Sexes, nigga, we got a nigga canceled for real. Like that nigga got
for real.
Murdered. We didn't see him no more until the finale.
Until the finale, and I got a message from him today, and he said, "T, I'm still recovering from the first time I was on y'all pod." And I was like, "Nah, man, you got to come, man. You got to come." And I told him he could bring it. I don't know. I told him he can bring an emotional support, Becky, if he needs to.
Hey, listen, look at me, right here. Please come, please come, please come, please.
And y'all know who he is, and if you don't know, go watch the Battle of the Sexes episode.
Please come, please come, please. You understand? And it's a safe space because it's all fellas. It ain't. This ain't gonna be one of them situations.
What I told him.
It's not gonna be like the females out there. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna be the same.
You get to say whatever you want to say, and especially as a single guy out there, you get to tell us why you're still out there. You get to flex now. You get to flex now. I don't think he would say because somebody's gonna actually come up and be like, because you don't fuck with no black chicks. That's why you're still out there. That's why. And I know somebody gonna give it to him that way, but he'll be able to defend himself a lot better without the tongue twisting that he had
with the fellas.
With the fellas. Yeah, with the women in there. Yeah, with the fellas, you just talk that shit and say what you got to say, and it is what it is. So this again is going to be an episode of education and love and brotherhood. And I told them I wouldn't get them drunk until after. That way they don't say anything that would get them into any real trouble.
Yo, we got to find something good for this. I need to go ahead and get my hands on that 12. All right, we talked about this before. Do we get some of the Shea? Do we go get a bottle of Shea?
Ooh, do we get the Le Portier for this?
I don't know if we. I think this would be a nice little lounge now, or I'll go ahead and get that El Dorado that I was supposed to let you taste anyway. The 12-year.
I let you taste the Shea.
I did get it. And you know what? It's good, y'all. Hey, listen,
it's
man.
Good.
It's good. Like
it is good.
And I can't even say not $100 good. Yeah, no, I think it's there. I think it's there.
It is.
It's good.
But again, for me and the way that I drink, I should never have $100 bottle of anything.
Right, because you're gonna burn through it and then you're gonna feel bad.
I'm gonna drink it like it's a $30 bottle.
Right.
That's just how I operate. Like I can respect the flavor and taste the notes and ooh, this is good. However, there's a song that I loved as a youth, and it says, "Why do we drink? It's to get drunk."
Y'all, that's him. I like listen. I like the when it comes to stuff like that. A nice yak. I need to be smooth and taste good and all that stuff. Right. So we'll look into that. We'll discuss.
We're gonna have something. Now we can indeed get some snifters around and let the guys have a respectable drink and but they can't smoke cigars in the house. So unless we put them outside and record outside, but I don't know if that would be a good idea either. We'll see. But again, it's just going to be a conversation, and then after that, we can get drunk, we can get in the pool, and everybody will have a good time.
It'll be a nice night. It'll be a nice evening.
Yeah. And then we may have to go live on Sunday when the other guys are here just to do a little something. We got a little special treat coming up. So
something that we're gonna put in the tuck.
Yeah, we may have to give y'all a sneak peek. Give y'all a sneak peek of something that's gonna come out and give y'all. We'll see how the rest of the guys feel about it and see if y'all want to do a little preview of what's to come down the line. But yeah,
Right.
congrats to y'all. But
well, look, while we're talking, man, just so y'all know, man, we are everywhere. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the love. Thank y'all for liking, sharing, subscribing, and following us on all your social media platforms. Also, please keep in mind, we are everywhere that you get your audio podcast. Anywhere that you get your audio podcast, we are there. Every Wednesday, these episodes come out. Every Thursday, you can find us on all of your audio streaming platforms. Check us out, man. Like us, share it with a friend. Make sure that you're following us on all those different platforms. All right. We appreciate all the love so far. Looking forward to some more love in the future. All right.
Indeed.
What I want to do, and I hope you're okay with this, what I want to do right now, I want to ask you, let's give them a little sneak peek of this weekend's episode.
Because since we're not answering any questions
not at all.
on the weekend,
we'll
let y'all know what it should look like. Give even our guests that are going to be coming on, you guys, this is what we expect your answers to be.
Right. We expect
to be like
honest, in-depth answers. And if you don't, listen, y'all do know that we're pretty good at this.
He is going to cause some shit.
No, I'm not.
He's going to cause some shit.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, for the Battle of the Sexes episode, we had if I didn't remember correctly, somebody said something about gender roles or something like that, and then they tried to take it back. They tried to walk it back and say they didn't do it. You were the one who called them out. It was like, oh, that was said. You said, no, that was said.
No, because someone was trying to besmirch my good name. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh.
Roll the tape.
That beautiful bean footage came
yes,
back.
Sir.
Oh, you know you done fucked up, right? But yeah, so.
But let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you one question, and then I'm going to be quiet and let you ask me one question. And that's going to be it. Because, again, I don't know how better to stress this. We will not be answering questions on Saturday. This ain't about us. All right?
Not at all.
We are married and secure, and we know what we talk about, and we know how things go.
And we give enough of our own advice here on a weekly.
You don't want to hear from us no more.
Sometimes you need to hear it from somebody else, and somebody may say something that would echo what we say here. And just know we didn't prompt any of it. And some things that get said may be completely left of what we say, and we're gonna allow those to ride too. We will not stymie or censor anything that these people have to say, because I'll be damned if I let y'all censor us. We will not.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, how about this? Let me ask you a question, sir. You've been married for how long now? That wasn't supposed to be a trick question.
It'll be 16 years in October, so I'm 15 years and some change.
October will be 16 years. Golly. Married 16 years.
Married.
And we all know I've been married for 20.
Right.
As of this past March. Let me ask you a question. How did you know, or when did you know that you were ready to settle down and get married? I think that's both. I want to hear both. How did you know? And when, and how far into the relationship did you know? Now, keep in mind, we already know that like day 2, you were sharing bank accounts and all that stuff. The finances.
Day one, after we got through that initial hurdle, it was, I'm gonna marry you. Like that was a day one statement. That was that. But how did I actually know? It just over time, when you fucked up enough, and they still try to tell you that they see better for you, and they know that this isn't everything that you are. And when they start to tell you to change things, and you realize it's like, oh, they just want me to be better. So we see somebody that actually loves you and wants you to be around, and like, because for me, like the drinking that y'all see me do now, just imagine that times 10.
That's real.
7 days a week.
That's real.
7 days a week. And then imagine being the woman that I go home to, or the girlfriend whose house I pull up at after being with the guys, after going out immediately after work, getting everything twisted, and then stumble into this person's door like, hey, yeah, like terrible shit. And for them to tell you like, hey, you need to make sure you're not doing that. Another thing that like kind of let me know, like the one that solidified it, was the responsibility that she had that I did not have. Like I hadn't filed taxes in the 7 years before I met this woman. This woman gets with me and she finds all of my
I
previous
want y'all to
W-2s.
understand. He did not say he didn't have a job in the 7 years. He said he had filed in 7 years.
I'll tell you why. So I had been waiting on a check or on a return 1 year, and I got this yellow slip of paper that said it was going to pay the government for a loan I took out when I was like 18, and I took out this $5,000 loan to do some stuff I had no business doing, and I could have paid it immediately back, but it's the government. And then they finally catch
Are
up
you
to
are you saying
you.
that would have just left you with re-up money? That's all that would have left you with. If you would have paid it back, it would have been no profit. It was just re-up money. I got you. Understood.
But
Go
we
ahead.
could, with all of the additionals, we could have paid them back and been out of here. But that $5,000 ended up costing me like 12 grand. And once they told me they were no longer giving me my money, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna let them stack up. And then when I do file, they'll just take that lump sum and do this. But her understanding of life and the government and interest and penalties that accrue daily,
Mm-hmm.
you're never going to catch up. But it's this woman who cared enough about me to let me know, hey, you're going to do this. I've got all of your returns here. You're taking off work. You're going up there and you're getting this done. Again, something that I figured I had in my mind. Oh, I'm just going to wait a while, get about 10 years in, boom, go ahead. I had a plan. I was 3 years out.
Nigga.
Mhm.
Nigga.
Yeah, but I had a plan. So that was one of the things. So I'm like, okay, I got somebody who's financially witty, because previous relationships I've been in, they were just chicks with some bread or somebody else's bread, and they would just do what they do. I was all never had to.
You are something else.
Yeah, I was a
You,
terrible person. I was a terrible person. But
but you
then
know
I found
what?
someone who's going to help me be better, and I think that's what it was, and that's why I don't mind doing the things that I do now, because if it were not for this woman here, I'd be back at the crib with the homies doing the same shit that we was doing when I met her 18 years ago in October. Yeah, so shit, I met her 18 years ago. Yeah, I'd probably still be at them same bars with them same bartenders, getting them same shots with them same
Wow.
old. So yeah, so that's when I knew.
You know what's funny about that is you said something that was real interesting, which I think is dope. How people always talk about, you know what I mean? Oh, well, he need to be together already. I'm not getting ready. I'm not
Mm-mm.
here to raise no man. I'm not here to do. But you know what was funny about that is that you were in a bad spot. And not only in a bad spot, but didn't really, maybe you recognize you were in a bad spot, but weren't very interested in trying to do what it took to fix that yourself in that
You
bad spot.
you're in a bad spot, but when you realize that, and she helped me realize you're not that far away. You're just ignorant to the fact of how close you really are to fixing it.
That's what I'm saying.
And I
Like,
was just
so
gonna say,
without
because you're
her,
just stupid. You're just stupid. I said ignorant, but no, you just dumb, and you don't know no better, and you ain't trying to find out. And
so
and a lot of times, like when you mentioned he needs to be already together, if you talk to him long enough, you might find out this nigga is right around the corner from where you want him to be. And
Right.
all he needs is you to just point him in that direction, be like, hey, if you do this, then all the dots start to connect.
But you know what the problem is that there's so many women who think they got it all together and you don't, and you don't, and you stupid too, and so you want him to do the stuff that you think is right, and yo stupid. But anyway, I'm not even gonna go off on that. The point I was trying to make, see, this is what I'll be talking about. The point I was trying to make was that she saw something in you that maybe you didn't recognize in yourself at the moment, and instead of going, he's ignorant and I ain't got time for that, she said, you know what, let me invest some time in this person. And what you do in return is recognize the investment that she made in you. And now every day that you take your time to reciprocate and invest back into her. And for some people, I heard her say one time, just stand by me. Like that was a powerful statement. I was like, wow. And it was just like, I don't need you to do this. I don't need you to do that. I'm not looking to you for money. I'm not looking to you for nothing other stuff. Just be there for me. And I was like, godly, made a nigga go back and look in the mirror and be like, you know what, maybe I need to get mine. You know what I'm saying?
But that's really what it is a lot of times with a lot of these women, especially the ones that have their lives together, their financial senses together and all this.
Right.
They don't care about your money. And most of you niggas out here, that's your problem. You're going after these broke broads. So now your pockets are always involved. But if you go after the ones that already got this shit together, all they really want from you is a little bit of your time and your energy.
That nigga almost said a little bit of your dick. I heard. I saw it.
And they want them 90 seconds, nigga. They want them
pure pleasure.
Pure
90.
pleasure, baby. Pure.
We're gonna get t-shirts made. What do y'all think? We should get t-shirts made like that. Pure pleasure and put 90 on the back. I like that. I'm with
Number
that.
90.
I'm gonna get one. But anyway, like, you know what's funny about that is that my situation was a little bit different because me and my wife came up together, and at times, and we've had this conversation recently, at times you start thinking about, you know what, maybe we should have took some time over here, or maybe we should have done things a little bit differently. We might even disagree on which way we should have done it. However, I'm glad we did it the way we did it. And the point we got to was it happened the way it was supposed to happen. Right. But I had to realize some things where it was like I had this idea that, you know what? I'm the man. I make the decision. I said. And one of the things, and my wife, she corrected me on it. She was just like, you know, I bring a lot to the table too. I know stuff. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. And what I had to realize was that I was making her feel relegated to less than. Now, in my mind and out of my mouth to other people, it was, my wife is smart. My wife can do this. My wife can do that. But in practice, to her, it was, I would make decisions and wouldn't even check in with her first. I would just go in and do this and wouldn't check in with her. I would go do that, wouldn't check. Even if I didn't know what I was doing, I just felt like I'll go ahead and take the risk. And if it falls apart, I'll figure something out. When now I've realized over the last few years, I didn't have to do any of that. She could have very well had that done, and we could have saved ourselves a whole lot of headache. Or not we. I could have saved us a bunch of heartache if I would have just let her handle it in the first place. So now I took a page out of your book. Listen, we had some conversations, and I took a page out of some stuff where I thought what I was seeing was one way, and had a conversation with like my pops and other people, and realized like, oh, it wasn't the way I was seeing it. It looked that way from the outside, but in reality, this is what was going on. And so now I'm just like, oh, hey, whatever's whatever. You know what I'm saying? My wife makes more money than me, and on the books, on paper, she makes a lot more money than me, a lot. And I don't have a problem picking up the phone and going, hey, babe, can you send me some lunch money? Not even joking. I have no problem with that at all. And I'm just like, that's cool. And she'll be checking in like, you sure look, I'm doing these gigs. I got a little bit of cash in my pocket. But you saw before the show, like that gets taken away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But when it all boils down, man, I think it's good. You being my cousin, my big cousin, man. Like I'm glad that somebody decided to put up with you. You know what I'm saying?
It was a lot for her to go through early on. Even now, I have my moments.
I'm sure.
I do like to have a good time. and every now and again, I'm
Don't I know
gonna
it?
have a good time. Yeah. And then
So
she gets to, but most times she doesn't have to see it. Most times she doesn't have to see it until she just has to hear it when I finally fall into the bed and I yell, well, snore. She calls it yelling, but yeah, she gets 8 hours of me. The call of the wild happens, and then it's okay.
I don't know if you're gonna like this story, but you can cut it out if you want to. You got the editing power.
I will not. I
You
will not.
when I watched her at the finale. Like y'all saw the party aspect of everything. That went on for a long time after the show was over with. We was every all 12 months worth of those bottles got
Yes,
drank that
indeed.
night, except for Indago. Indago didn't make it, but it was full almost by the. But when it was all said and done, we were cleaning up. I'm not twisted, but I'm nice and there. This man is passed out in the bathroom.
In the
Done.
bathroom.
I'm gonna tell you what I saw. I thought for sure that Mrs. with an H was going ready to hit the ceiling. Nope. She lovingly like, come on, baby. He was gone. I drove him home. I took him home. You know what I'm saying? Because we were in separate cars. I'm like, getting past the seat. She checked with me. It was like, make sure it was in there with me. Got him back to the house, and she helped him off the bed. And the next day, it was like, I ain't hear no yelling, ain't nobody throw nothing, ain't no breaking nothing. But you know what? I was like, okay, so they have an understanding. And that's what it all boils down to. What is your understanding with your significant other?
I am a gentle drunk. I'm
not
belligerent.
No.
Like
now,
the problem was
so the
problem was the problem was like every person that came in there, I knew personally, and I invited them personally, and it was take a shot with me. So of all of the people that showed up, I have to go in and take a shot with everybody individually because, hey, this is come on. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for supporting. Yeah, I got a bottle up here, and I am mixing all of these alcohols and all of this good stuff. And you got a chance to not take every shot.
No, I didn't take every shot. I took a lot. I didn't take every.
I took every shot. So by the time and then I go in, I play in the pool for hours. And by the time I
niggas shot me in the face with a water gun. Like not a water gun. Y'all know them long hoses with the that nigga shot me in the face. And I'm like, nigga, what are you like in the face?
I think I shot a couple people with those things.
Anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
After all of that energy is expelled, now the alcohol's gone, and now it's just time to go to sleep, buddy. And there was no fight, there was no yelling, there was no. Tommy found me a quiet place, hit that light.
Yeah, keep in mind the house was still destroyed, so we had to clean up without him. But that's for another day.
I was going back the next day.
He did. You did go back the next day, and you finished up the next day. Good job. Anyway,
but she knows that part of me. She knows I ain't gonna bother nobody. I'm just gonna drink and I'm gonna go to sleep. So when I'm out, she'll be like, "Hey, if you get drunk, just stay where you are. I need to make sure you're safe." But I'll always make my way home.
I'll tell you this.
Have somebody bring me home.
I already asked you a question, but we don't have to. But I know as far as like I'm still not. Well, I can't say that no more. But I wasn't a big drinker, right?
You're drunk now. You had that flask up like 17 times tonight. We only 30 minutes in.
I'm tucking that away. But what happened is like my wife had some negative experiences with people who drink, right?
Go over.
Right, that go overboard, right? And again, me, I like to have a good time. I'm laughing and joking. So if I'm drinking, it's just I might say some stupid jokes, and then she know I'm gonna get real handsy with her, not with other people.
Right.
So let's go. So the issue is that gave me an opportunity to share something with her, and now it's just like, oh, okay, well you drink a little, and so it wasn't like a dive all the way in. And the first time she see me, it's like I'm falling all over the place. So it's one of those things now where I've never been that with her. Like I've been good and twisted but I'm like you. If it's too much, I order crystals and then don't eat them and go to sleep.
Go to sleep, like not bothering anybody.
Not bothering.
I'm gonna go to sleep. You wake me up and I'm gonna go right back to sleep. Y'all got me in the car and I went back to sleep and I came home and I got in my bed and I woke up the next day and was like, All right, I got to go clean up. You got the
Now I
cooler?
haven't gotten to that point yet where you can get up and just go. Like you'll get up the next morning and be ready to rock. I'm just like, and my day is done. I'll see y'all at 2 in the afternoon.
It's the pregame. The pregame is a whole bunch of water. It's a whole bunch of water. So when it finally hits,
I gotta get there.
Just letting it all out. All right. So my question for you. So we're we're already at 30 minutes. So
let's go ahead. And
this whole episode was supposed to be 30 minutes. But
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question about your experiences and kind of mine also.
Okay.
And maybe every married man, but I want to make sure it's not just us and that you get this also. So are you able to ask your wife, hey dear, what would you like to eat? And she actually provides you with an answer. So we're not. So me and those other guys are not alone. We're not alone.
Not even close, bro.
You get an answer?
No, no.
Okay, hold on. Part two to this. Now, when does she say this phrase to you? I'm okay with whatever.
Yeah.
And then
it's a lot.
Everything that you select, she's like, but not that. Yeah, but I don't want that either. I don't want that.
Mine's slightly different. It's funny because we like now it's a running joke because now I'll say I'm hungry and she'll say, yeah, I'm kind of lunchy. And I say, you know what you want to eat? And she'll pause, look me square in my eye and go, do I ever know what I want to eat? And she says it just like that. Now, as far as the suggesting, and then it's like, no, not that. No, not that. It's never no, not that, but it may sound like it lets me know that it's not that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you want.
If that's what you want, I'm like, yeah, well, I was thinking about it, you know, like I'll say I'm literally just throwing stuff at the wall. Mm-hmm. I am the king of Google. No matter where I'm at, I will Google food near me and just start scrolling and see what looks good. It might be a restaurant that I've been to a million times. It might be something that because a lot of times if I want something to eat, unless it's during the day and I'm out running around, I don't want to go to Burger King or McDonald's or Wendy's or something. I want some food. So now I'll order from Olive Garden or Ale House or something like that. And I got 3 kids with licenses. Hey, go pick this up for daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of times I might say, all right, well, I want to get, let's say Ale House, right? I'm going to order this from Ale House. You know what you want? I don't know. I don't think I want nothing from there. Okay, well, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Just whatever. No, because you
just whatever.
You're gonna be hungry in a minute. You're gonna be like and it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Like I would much rather go through the whole rigmarole of this place no, that place no, this place no. And then now, unlike most women, I will tell you what my wife does do. She'll say, I feel like I want some like rice and beans, or she might say, I want some chicken, but like grilled chicken or whatever. So now I've got this little mental Rolodex of, okay, well, I can order from here, or I can go here, I can get this, you know what I'm saying, and steer down that road. Or, fellas, here's a little bit of game for you. This is what you do. Your woman says, I want some rice and beans, right? You know that Chipotle does rice and beans with other stuff on it. You know this restaurant B and restaurant C all do that stuff. What you do is you grab your phone, go to that restaurant's website, pull up their menu, make sure the menu has pictures, pull up a picture of rice and beans, like whatever it is. So you like, oh man, this looks good. Show her right there. Ooh, that does look good. Guess what? You know what? We should order that. Okay, yeah. She's made the decision. You're not in trouble anymore. Now, what you can't do is just go, she said, oh, I want some rice and beans. All right, so you want some from Chipotle? Bad move. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that. What you do is you pull up Chipotle and pull up one of them bowls with the rice and beans in it and look at the picture and go, Oh man, they got the new chorizo at look at that.
So
Oh, man, ooh, that looks good.
You gotta feed her brain first. Because what you
That's
know
20 years
is
right there.
you are on, because you own the clock as soon as she says, "Are you hungry?" You're on the clock at that point.
Right. It's ticking. It's ticking. Now, I will tell you this, and like to be 100% honest, my wife can cook, like can cook. Like I've been on deviled eggs. Like I don't even eat eggs, but she made these deviled eggs, bro. Next time you come, just watch. You got to have her make these deviled eggs. But so my wife will go in the kitchen, and if I say I'm hungry, my wife jumps into action, like right then, bro. Like I don't have to. Like it's nothing. Don't have to wait. Now, if she's laying in the bed or she's tired or something like that, she'll might roll over. She might not go in the kitchen, but she'll say, "You want me to order something for you? You want me to get something for you? You want me to go get this for you? You want me to send one of the kids to go get?" But like she's right on it. So I never have to worry about that. Like y'all see how big I am. I don't never got to worry about food.
Does she say, when you say you're hungry, does she say, "What do you want?" and you give her an answer?
No, because I'm just as bad. I am just as bad. I am not joking. Bro. Like I am not even. I'm not slightly joking.
You want something salty? You want something savory? I want something. I don't want a sandwich.
I got different, right? And I'm that guy. Like so, I'll say stuff like, "I want some food." Like I want some food. That means
gravy.
That I don't want.
That means you want some gravy on it.
That don't mean I want to go to run to grab a sandwich. I want some food. So she goes into her mode because I'll get on something. Like when I was younger, right? And I was hanging out with these white boys in Taft, and they had in their living room, they had a shelf that went around the whole like living room and then the dining room and all the way back around, right? And we would take shots and have bottles or something, and then they put it up on the shelf. So it was empty bottles all around. You could tell where we were at some, because we got stuck on brandy for a long time. And so it'd be like tequila, rum, different type of rum. And then it was just
E&J
like
bottles.
And then right. And it is no exaggeration, like 17, 18, 19 E&J bottles. And then we try something else and be like, nah, and then go back to E&J. It was like that, right? So I'm that guy. So if today I decided I went and got this one thing from Olive Garden, I might eat that 3 times this week, 4 times this week. And then I might do that for like a week or two. And then I never want to see Olive Garden again. And it'll be like for real, like 6-7 months.
So you're gonna wear this out. And then
that's where I'm at right then. Yeah. And I don't know that it's the taste. I think it's the moment. So like I was starving and I got this, and it was like that was so good because I was starving. So now the next time I'm starving, I just want that. I want that, and I'll just go on. And then what'll happen is the last time I order it, it'll be like, oh, that wasn't.
I wasn't starving. I wasn't starving this time.
Right. And then it's just like, oh no, and I don't. That's the memory that's in my head. So it's a cycle. So my wife has. One thing that she has taught me, it's hilarious, but one thing she has taught me is that I don't have to be so definitive. And I know I get the real definitive on here, on this show. And I get definitive in my personal life with everybody else too. But I don't have to be so definitive because sometimes things can just happen and it's not the end of the world.
And that flexibility is going to be okay.
Yeah. And that right there has like, when you talk about how you were messed up and you and your wife kind of pulled you out of that and put you in this place and that place, my wife is teaching me now and has taught me and teach me now how I can roll. I can just back up a little bit. Hey, you ain't got to be Superman. You ain't got you better get some rest. You better stop. You better slow down. You ain't 16 no more. You ain't doing, you know what I'm saying? And she's been with me since I was 20. I think we were married when I was 23. Yeah, got married when I was 23. So she's been with me since I was like 21, 22 years old.
Oh, man.
So she's seen me hit the road. I remember we got together and one of my kids was in South Florida, my people's, and her people was in Georgia. And we were going to an event in Georgia. So I remember being up all day, all night, and somewhere around 9 o'clock at night, she wanted me to go get the baby so the baby could go with us to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I left home and Biz went with me. God rest his soul. Biz went with me. I drove from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale. Left Orlando around like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Drove to Fort Lauderdale just to pick up a baby. Turned around, drove back to Orlando with enough time to load everybody in the car and drive to Georgia. And that was all.
Yeah.
Why? You know what I'm saying?
On it.
She see me there, and now she see me when those conversations where I'm like, huh? Yeah, I'm at the rest stop. I had to go home. I'm tired. I'm so sleepy. And she just be like, and she said the same thing that Mrs. with the H says to me. Why you ain't just go back there and lay down? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So, but yeah, man. So, no, she doesn't. She never knows what she wants to eat.
Okay, so
Absolutely never. But I'm not no better. So that's the thing.
And I was just about to say, but I think you probably did that to her because she's the cook in the house. So
Yeah.
when you never know what you want, she was just like,
but
you
see,
know what?
I'm
I'll
picky.
figure this out.
I'm very picky about what I eat, but she's not. So, but she's very cognizant of my pickiness.
Mm-hmm.
So when she goes, she'll come and ask me a million times, like, do you want this? Do you want that? Well, you know, I eat both of those. So when it gets down to what I do eat, I don't care. Whatever you cook is going to be fine with me. You know what I'm saying? And she's very cognizant because she's like, I just don't want to make all this stuff and then you don't want it, or that's not what you want. I'm like, and I'm telling her, unlike you, I don't care. I really don't. Like, if I'm going to eat it and I'm going to be happy. Trust me. You like, she likes certain stuff and she's got a certain, I don't know if your wife does this, but I got a taste for, and then we've got to figure out what that taste is. You know what I'm saying?
I want something salty. Okay.
Right.
Now let's look around the house, see what we have. There's nothing salty in this fucking house. All right. Look, I want something with gravy.
Yeah.
What the fuck you mean you want something with gravy? And it's a Jamaican woman also. So
oh no, yeah.
You can almost always count on jerk saving your life. But
yes, sir.
when you get that, there's no jerk around here this time of night because the food trucks are closed and there's no real Jamaican restaurants around these parts of Jacksonville. Now I'm screwed. And
listen, she has there's a Mexican restaurant up the street that she was on for a good while, like a good long while. She was that was it. And I was like, I can't do it because like it's not always lean meat, so it'd be kind of fatty sometimes. And I can't do it. But she loved it for a while. So I knew now in the middle of the day, if she's up the street, if she's at an office like near where I'm working, I know if I call her up like, hey, you want to go to lunch? We're gonna go right up the street to like Subway or something like that. Like somewhere that's right around there. I know what type of food she likes. So if I got a friend who's a chef, like I got a couple friends who cook, who throw down, and that some of them do it for a living. So I know I'll taste something and I'll be like, oh, she'll love that. Oh, she gonna love this. Like when I went to that food truck up there in Jacksonville. Side note, it was just all right.
It was I said bad. I said bad, and we gave them a review, and they were like, I think here's the problem. It was you cannot cook. You cannot fry rice same day.
Right.
That rice has to be cold and old. Give them a day or so. Let it be because it's not going to take the heat of frying it. Also, when you put your meat on the grill to cook, you can't just be sitting up there throwing seasoning on at the last minute because it doesn't cook into the meat and it stays on top and everything's all gritty. So you can't do that. You got to know how to cut a steak against the grain so that way it like melts when you chew it, not fights your back. So there was just a few things that the chef could, if he did a better job of just seasoning all your food, season all your meat beforehand. When you throw it on the grill, you don't have to do all that extra.
It wasn't no marinating. It was like,
no, it was just
I would bite into it and you got hit with all the sauce and all that stuff.
Right.
And then it was just plain bland chicken.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying after that. So I feel what you're saying. And I was eating and I'm like, I was starving at first. So when that sauce get on the rice and stuff, I was like, okay, good. And then I was like, on the way home, I didn't eat any more after I left you. I'll put it that way.
Dude, I opened it, gave the wife hers, had mine, started eating, and then I was like, man, I'm finna go to McDonald's.
Yeah. So now I did finally try that spot here, the Soul Bowls.
Yes.
And I chose the wrong thing because I was like the sides were pretty decent, and y'all we'll give y'all some food reviews later on. Anyway, we'll get to that later on. But I'll tell you what, man.
Know how to eat.
Yes, sir. But when it comes down to it, man, I applaud Mrs. with an H for what she's done with you, and I can guarantee you, I applaud my wife for putting up with me because
Mrs.
I was
Tech
not.
Is definitely, she has definitely made life so much better for my cousin.
Yeah, man. Because I couldn't listen, man. I was very content with just doing things the way I do it, and I can be intimidating, so people don't tend to try to stop me from doing what I'm doing. So for her to be able to put up with my idiocies and idiosyncrasies
and not want to be in the one bedder with the people selling crack downstairs.
Right. And I was okay with that too. But anyway, so and now, like, y'all, if y'all knew us before all of this, before the wives,
20 years
where we
just take us back 20 years, 21, 22 years ago.
It was ugly, and we were content. And then now, if you see where we live, and you saw the type of lives we live, we domesticated them up, bro. But hey, cuz listen, man, we gonna have to get these questions over to some fellas. We're gonna see what these youngsters are. Maybe some of them not youngsters. These single guys have questions for the married men. These married men got questions for the single men, and we're gonna bring that all to y'all live on Saturday.
Saturday, 8:00. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. If y'all have any questions for the guys, y'all know, hit us in our social DMs. We will ask your question on air on Saturday. I was telling the guys I might send them a little list of some of the things to be prepared for, but I think I'm just gonna let it surprise everybody.
I like that idea better. We didn't give the ladies or the fellas no prompt questions.
We did not. But sheesh, that battle of the sexes was something different. We got to bring that back again, also. But I need to get these bros together first, because again, I know some of the questions that we're gonna ask, it may be able to help somebody else down the line. So we will definitely let this advice come out and help the people and move this thing on forward.
I think that's some good game for them, man. Like, hey, fellas, man, we gotta start actually communicating. And we had this conversation before. And I'm not talking about just talking at each other, talking about stuff and joking stuff off. Sometimes you gotta have some real conversations, man, because a lot of dudes feel like the only thing that you're worth is to provide and protect, and that's it. And we act like that sometimes, but you know, it really and truly, man, it's good to build a community of fellas that are around you and have your best interests at heart. Somebody you can bounce some real ideas off of, your real feelings and emotion, and somebody who's going to kick you in the butt after you done got it all out. Now, kick you in the butt. Hey, we ain't going to stay here. It's time to get back up and get back to work. So, yeah, man, we gonna dive into all of that on Saturday, man. Make sure that y'all tell somebody. Tell a friend. And ladies, y'all should go ahead and tune in too and watch and get some information on what's really going down and how I feel.
Because y'all might be next. We might bring y'all in next. We might.
For that one, that might need to be remote, because I don't know if I feel safe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Hey, cuz, man.
We're going to both have to be on some remote location during that one.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all, remember, again, man, as soon as y'all hear this, you hear this today, tomorrow you'll be able to catch it on all of your streaming platforms, audio streaming platforms. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate everybody rocking with us. Also, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, man. Tell somebody about this, man. Y'all are helping us out a whole bunch. But just make sure that you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed on wherever you're at, and hit that bell notification so you're notified every time that we drop a new video or we go live at any point. And always catch us on all the social media too. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere, man. So you never know when we're going to pop up. All right.
We reply back too.
We do. We definitely do. We send out merch, man. You never know if you ride on my side and he's being stupid and you rocking with Big Tech Dog, I'm sending you some merch. I got to bribe people to ride with me.
I tell you, I speak for y'all, man. Hey, cousin.
Yo, what up, cuz?
We ain't been canceled yet, so we're going to shoot for Saturday.
Yeah, we going to try to get canceled Saturday. Or somebody going to get canceled Saturday.
Let them do it. Right. We just answer the questions, man. Hey, y'all. Love y'all.